Welcome back to B&B for Phone. Today is an absolutely beautiful day to dive into the latest, most heart-wrenching drama unfolding in Los Angeles. We have so much to talk about, and honestly, the suspense is already killing me. Grab your coffee, get comfortable, and let's unpack the emotional roller coaster that our favorite characters are about to serve us. Let's get right into it, because the latest developments surrounding Daphne and Carter have me pacing the room. Can you believe it? After everything Carter Walton has been through over the years, the writers are throwing yet another massive hurdle his way. We all know that Daphne and Carter have been eagerly trying to start a family. They are practically glowing with the desire to welcome their first child into the world, and it has been such a beautiful journey to watch. Recently, Daphne has been experiencing bouts of extreme fatigue and debilitating exhaustion. Naturally, like anyone trying to conceive, she immediately jumped to the conclusion that these are early pregnancy symptoms. And honestly, who could blame her? But here is the heartbreaking reality. Every single pregnancy test she takes comes back negative. That's crazy. The emotional toll this is taking on both of them is absolutely devastating to witness on screen. You know, I have a massive soft spot for Carter. Let's be honest, the man is a total catch, yet his romantic history reads like a tragic novel filled with betrayals and profound heartbreak. Remember his disastrous involvement with Quinn Fuller? Or the absolute mess that was his near wedding to Paris Buckingham? He has been dragged through the mud, used as a pawn in Forrester family games, and left standing at the altar of his own broken dreams time and time again. Now that he has finally found a genuine loving connection with Daphne, they are being hit with this devastating roadblock. The initial news we are getting points heavily towards a heartbreaking infertility storyline. Daphne is officially scheduling a doctor's appointment to figure out exactly why all their baby-making efforts have failed. Could one of them be infertile? The suspense is building, and it breaks my heart to see Carter looking so discouraged and anxious. He is so ready to be a father, and Daphne is desperate to give him that family. But what if the situation is infinitely more complicated than simple infertility? And you won't believe what some of the latest fan theories are suggesting. We have to look much closer at Daphne's physical symptoms. Yes, she has been incredibly stressed out lately. She has been playing whistleblower, teaming up with Dylan to expose Ivy Forrester's toxic manipulation of Elektra and Will. Daphne didn't just stumble into this drama. She actively chose to confront Ivy, a woman whose history of blackmail and physical altercations with Steffi Forrester is legendary. Daphne stood her ground, holding that intercepted letter over Ivy's head to protect Will and Elektra. That takes immense physical and emotional energy. But what if this profound fatigue isn't just stress from the slow-paced plot of office politics? What if her debilitating tiredness is actually the first terrifying sign of a complex, life-threatening medical condition? Our channel, B&B for Phone, has been digging deep into this possibility, and the theory we are discussing today is absolutely chilling. What if Daphne is diagnosed with cancer, and that underlying illness is the exact reason she cannot conceive? Amazing, right? But also completely terrifying. Think about the narrative implications of a cancer storyline for Daphne. She has been so fiercely focused on righteousness, taking down Ivy, and building a perfect life with Carter. A life-threatening diagnosis would completely shatter her reality. From a psychological standpoint, Daphne is a fighter. We saw how relentlessly she pursued the truth about Ivy's intercepted letter, and how she refused to back down even when Ivy was screaming at her in the Forrester offices. But fighting a corporate manipulator is entirely different from fighting a war inside your own body. If she receives a cancer diagnosis, we might see her completely withdraw to protect Carter. She might feel like she is failing him, not just as a partner who cannot give him a child, but as someone who might saddle him with the grief of losing her. This internal battle would be incredibly painful to watch, but it would give her character such incredible depth. Carter's psychological profile in this scenario would be incredibly complex to witness. We all know Carter is the ultimate protector and a fiercely loyal partner. If the woman he loves is suddenly fighting for her life, he will drop absolutely everything to be by her side. But deep down, the trauma of his past failed relationships will inevitably haunt him. He has lost love before, but never to a terminal illness. The sheer vulnerability he would face is staggering. I absolutely hate seeing Carter suffer, but from a purely dramatic standpoint, Lawrence St. Victor would deliver an Emmy-worthy performance with this material. Can you imagine the raw, emotional scenes in the hospital room? He would be trying to stay strong for Daphne while completely falling apart on the inside. It would be a masterclass in daytime acting. Let's pivot and look at how this potential tragedy connects to the rest of the canvas. Right now, Forrester Creations is an absolute war zone. Brooke Logan is making seductive, manipulative power plays to steal the co-CEO position from Steffi Forrester, offering Ridge a deal he might not be able to refuse just to protect Hope's fashion line. Katie Logan is trying to poach Hope away to her new Logan fashion house, ignoring Donna's warnings and igniting a massive family feud. Jay and Will are literally getting into physical scuffles in the design office over Elektra and family pride. Amidst all this aggressive corporate posturing and ego-driven drama, Daphne's life and death battle would serve as a massive reality check for everyone. Sometimes it takes a profound tragedy to make these successor characters realize how petty their boardroom battles truly are. Would Steffi and Brooke call a truce if a beloved Forrester employee was fighting for her life? Probably not for long, because this is The Bold and the Beautiful, but it would certainly shift the emotional weight of the show. Now, let's talk about the future and the potential plot twists if this medical crisis plays out exactly as we suspect. If Daphne undergoes aggressive treatment and miraculously survives, which we are all praying for because we love her on our screens, the reality of her infertility might become permanent due to the medical procedures. This naturally opens the door for a massive surrogacy or adoption storyline. B&B loves to keep the drama within the family circle. Could someone unexpected step up to be a surrogate for Carter and Daphne? Imagine the wild plot twists if someone like Elektra or even a redeemed Ivy offered to carry their child. That would be the ultimate redemption arc for Ivy, wouldn't it? Though, knowing Ivy's history of blackmail and manipulation, I would be terrified she would use the baby as leverage to keep her job at Forrester Creations. We also have to consider the soap opera tropes we know and love. Medical storylines are a staple of daytime television, but they are often used to write characters into a corner or facilitate a dramatic exit. If the writers decide to take Daphne down a tragic path, could we be looking at a heartbreaking goodbye? Or perhaps they might bring in replacement actors if the storyline requires a massive time jump or a shift in the character's physical appearance during treatment. I sincerely hope they keep Muriel Hilaire in the role because she brings such incredible depth to Daphne, but in the world of daytime drama, you just never know. The uncertainty is part of what keeps us hooked. But here is the real kicker. How does Carter handle the possibility of adoption if biological children are completely off the table? He is a man who values legacy and connection above almost everything else. Adopting a child would be a beautiful testament to his character's massive heart. It would also provide a beautiful counter-narrative to the toxic biological legacy battles currently happening between the Forresters, Logans, and Spencers. While Jay is throwing punches and channeling his aggressive Massimo Marone genes, Carter could be proving that true family is built on pure love, not just bloodlines. That is the kind of heartwarming storyline we desperately need to balance out the vicious corporate takeovers and Sheila Carter's psychotic May sweeps plotting over at Il Giardino. Speaking of Sheila, let's not forget the looming shadow she casts over the entire show. While Daphne and Carter are fighting for their family's future in a hospital, Sheila is actively plotting to destroy Deacon and Taylor's romance. The contrast between Daphne's tragic, unpreventable medical crisis and Sheila's deliberate, malicious destruction of lives is a masterful stroke of writing. It highlights the duality of the show, the natural tragedies of life versus the manufactured chaos of a true villain. It makes you appreciate Daphne's genuine heart even more when you compare her to someone as evil as Sheila. Let's be honest, the anticipation is driving us crazy. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely critical for Daphne and Carter. Will that doctor's appointment just confirm a heartbreaking case of infertility, or will the doctor walk into the room with a somber look and deliver a diagnosis that changes their lives forever? If it is cancer, the entire landscape of the bold and the beautiful will shift dramatically. We will be watching every single episode closely, analyzing every symptom, every tired sigh, and every shared look between this beautiful couple. What do you guys think? Are we looking at a simple yet tragic infertility storyline, or is B&B setting us up for a devastating, life-threatening medical crisis for Daphne? Let me know your wildest fan theories in the comments below. Do you think Carter will eventually get his happily ever after, or is he doomed to perpetual heartbreak? Keep your eyes glued to the screen, because the drama in Los Angeles is only getting hotter.
What do you guys think about today's drama? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for your daily dose of bold and beautiful news. See you in the next video.